Hi Lunitas, I'm back again with another video. Today's video is really special to me because I'm going to be doing two things. The first one is, I know a lot of you guys know the most famous face on TikTok right now, which is Leah Halton. People don't understand why she's going so viral, and it's more than obvious that she's naturally beautiful. Of course, her face is going to go viral, and that's where I got my inspiration for this makeup today. And I am obsessed with the natural no lash look. I am without words. The second thing that I will be talking about will be mental health. And although I am not a professional, nor do I state to be a professional, but I do want to share some things that have helped me in my personal life. I know a lot of you guys know that I am going through a breakup at the moment, and if there's anybody out there that is going through the same things as me or any mental health issues, I want you to know that you're not alone. And I also want you to know that you should never be embarrassed to ask for help. You should always reach for help and let people know that we are just trying to be better and trying to feel better. So this is the purpose of this video, is to share some of my own personal experiences and what I have been doing to feel a lot better, because I do feel a lot better. And I will be sharing some of the links that have helped me, some of the things I've been doing on my day-to-day to be able to cope and feel a lot better with myself. If that is something you're interested in watching, then keep on watching. So I will be talking about coping strategies, self-care tips, and personal experiences that I've learned and that have helped me with my mental health. There's a lot of things that I've been doing that have really helped me and helped me see things differently than I would before going through the things that I'm going through now. First and foremost, it's okay not to be okay. Seeking for help is important. You should never feel embarrassed to ask for help or anything like that. You should just let people know that you're just trying to be better and you're trying to ask for help because you're not trying to be all depressed all the time. So one thing that is very important is self-care practices. Self-care practices are essential for maintaining a mental and emotional well-being. Some of the things to practice that I practice personally are exercising, eating healthy, practicing good hygiene, getting ready every morning. All of these things make me feel good, and they make me feel put together, which makes me feel better about myself. And when you look good, you feel good, girl. So doing these things are very good for your self-care practices. Another thing is your emotional care. Your emotional care, what I do for my emotional care right now is journaling. I've been journaling. I've been talking about this on my TikTok. I've been writing to myself. At first, I thought it was very cringy, but as I've been doing it, I've seen the growth and improvement, and I really have been growing from this. I wrote to myself for the first time. I was telling myself that you're gonna be fine, girl. You're beautiful. I love you. You got this. And at the end of my journaling, writing to myself, I felt such a heartwarming feeling towards myself. I felt loved by myself. That's the first time I've ever experienced self-love, I believe. And it was through journaling. That was so amazing. I really recommend for you guys to go and write a letter to yourself. A nice letter. Be gentle to yourself as if you're your own friend. I realized damn, I could really be my own best friend, there's no better friend than myself. So that's something that really helps with your emotional self-care. Another thing is your work environment. Work could be super tough because sometimes it's hard to choose your work environment. But I could really see the difference in my life when I worked in a toxic work environment where girls are just gossiping about you or this and that. I come home with a really heavy heart. I come home upset, not wanting to go to work the next day. And now that I've changed my work environment to a really positive environment, I feel I feel so good with myself. I feel like getting ready in the morning. I feel like going to work every single day, no matter how tired I am. It's like a second home. And your job could always be a second home, especially if it's a positive and good environment. And I really love that my work is such a good environment because my day goes by quick. I feel so content with my life and I come home so positive, just ready for my next day. So a good work environment is really, really good. Another thing I like to do is go to church. Socializing is good. And when you go to church, you find a lot of great people. And I try to not make church boring how a lot of people might see it. I try to romanticize going to church. I throw on a cute fit. I take my notebook. I write notes. I try to make it a good experience, a good Sunday, and have a cute coffee and a cute brunch after church. I try to make it something cute and positive where I'm actually obtaining a lot of positive and encouraging information and spiritual information, you know? So another thing to really keep in mind is intellectual self-care, which means what you're putting in your brain, which could be positive podcasts, reading a book. There's a lot of things. The list goes on. Something that I've been doing personally is I've been watching a lot of podcasts. Jay Shetty is my favorite person to hear. He is so encouraging, so positive, so motivating. I love the people he brings to his shows. There's a lot of celebrities that he interviews. And seeing celebrities go through some of the stuff that I'm going myself or some of the things I'm struggling within myself makes me feel less alone, thinking like, wow, celebrities also go through this, and then being so open and they speak on their struggles and how they work on them and how it's okay not to be okay makes me feel like I am not the only one. And if celebrities are going through this and they could get through this, so can I. So I really like Jay Shetty. I'm gonna drop his information down below too because he's the best. He's the best positive podcast to hear. Another topic is spirituality. Spirituality comes with praying, reading your Bible, remembering that there is something bigger than you. And it's not your life on earth is not the whole world. In other words, there is something bigger than you. There is something bigger than where the earth you're in. There's always something bigger. So it's not the end of the world. Praying at nights, mornings, little prayers here and there are very effective and very helpful. It helps with our mental health as well. And putting God in first place is really important because there is things that you don't know that they're coming towards you. You don't know the future. You don't know what's ahead of you. There's a lot of surprises that may come your way and you might not know how to take those surprises, those changes in life. And God knows everything before you do. So putting your trust in Him means you're being a smart person because you put your trust in Him. He already knows what's going to happen. So He can lead you the right way so that you're prepared for the things that are coming towards your life and you don't take it by surprise and get depressed over it. So if you put God in first place and let him lead you, he will guide you and prepare you for when those hard moments come in life. So putting God in first place is essential and the number one rule from all of this. Another thing is being alone. Being alone has always been the hardest thing for me because I don't like going anywhere alone. I have to go with, even if it's my mom, my sister, my partner, my friend. I just don't like going anywhere alone. Sometimes I'm shy. Even at restaurants, I'll tell them to order for me and stuff like that. So being alone has been a really hard thing for me, but I've been learning to romanticize it. I've been learning that it's okay to go to restaurants alone, to do things alone. I've been trying to become more dependent because when you depend on someone, it's just so bad because you stop doing the things that you have to do or that you want to do just to not do it, just because you don't want to do it alone, you know? And it kind of ties with the fact like depending on somebody else to be happy. So when you put your happiness, when your happiness comes from somebody else, you're literally depending on that person to be happy. So once that person leaves or does you dirty, you're no longer happy. So your happiness should not depend on anybody but yourself. You should have control over your happiness. You should not give anybody else control over your happiness. Whatever it is that they do, that's fine. But when you depend on your own happiness and you have control over your own happiness, nobody can take that away from you and you have control over it. And it's so beautiful to have control over your happiness because no matter what circumstances you're going through, what situations you're going through, you'll be able to pull through and you'll be able to come back. And another thing is, no matter how many times you fall, pick yourself up. Thank you, Lunita, so much for watching my video. I am so grateful to have you guys in my life, and after hearing everything I had to say, you guys have also been a really good help and support in my day-to-day that I really, really admire and appreciate, and never thought that this could be possible. I never thought that I could have virtual friends that I'm talking to and I'm not physically hearing, but I'm seeing their comments encouraging me, asking how my day was. Like TikTok could be such a beautiful platform when we use it in a positive way. And I encourage everyone to send a message tonight, tell them how much you appreciate them, ask them how their day was, and together we can make a better world. So thank you all so much for staying through the end, and see you guys in my next video.